Hi everyone, this is Michael from Visual Design, part of Stockton's MAIT program, and this is my screencast to show the photo story that I've been working on for the past semester here in Visual Design. My project is called Cooking with Savannah, and it looks at cooking food that's both healthy and delicious. My goal is to try to help people understand that cooking food that's good both in taste and good for you is not as difficult as it may sound. And this is the photo story book that I've created with the pictures I've taken. So this is the first page, just an introduction of what it is. Throughout the video, feel free to pause it so you can read the captions. So this is the first spread. It's the first series of photos I've taken for the project, and it's called Meal Planning. And in this photo, what I tried to capture was the process that Savannah and I go through in planning our meals out for the week. We always start each week with us sitting down and going over what we're going to have for the rest of the week. And we have this cool little pad that allows us to put our meal plans down. And it's really helpful throughout the week to reference and to know what we're going to be eating for the week. But more importantly, it allows us to get a sense of what we need in ingredients. And so we get a lot of our recipes from different places like recipe books, the internet, and all. And we figure out what we need. We try to be mindful of our ingredients. So if we only need half a onion for one recipe, we try to pick something that needs another half an onion, so that we can, we don't waste food. In these photos, I've got a couple cool perspectives of the photos. This one here with Savannah looking at the recipe book is one of my favorites because I kind of captured her in the moment of turning a page, which is kind of cool. And this one down here is my favorite too because she has all this stuff spread out on the tables, and I sort of got a sort of a bird's eye view of her working and picking the meals out. She's usually one who does the meal plans. I'm usually the one who cooks the food. Plus, she likes planning, so that's the first spread. This is the first little story within my story. It's the trip to the grocery store. So Savannah and I, to cook healthy food, we need to cook healthy and good food. We need good ingredients. So we always go to it's a grocery store by us called Rastelli's Market. It's a really great place because it looks similar to a farmer's market. It always has really great fresh food, and the people are always nice. But we go there and we get our fresh ingredients when we go shopping. And that's really a key to our shopping. When we go, we try to limit our purchases to sort of fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh foods that we're going to use for the week. We don't usually buy a lot of processed foods that are heavy in fat or sugar and all that. Not to say we do. We never do. As you can see here, there's a little thing of ice cream. It's really about balance for us. But most of the stuff in our shopping cart down here is fruits and vegetables. And some of the photos here I really like. I've done a lot of, in this picture here with the peppers, I used the rule of thirds. I try to capture the different colors of the peppers. This one is really cool too with for picking out the string beans. I got really close to it and took out sort of the background. Which is pretty cool. And then this is one of my favorites too. It's when we'll get back home, we unload all of our groceries, and it's there's sort of no method to the madness. We just sort of just take everything out and put everything away. But I sort of framed the picture so as she's taking stuff out of the bags and everything, the ingredients sort of frame her in it. That's kind of cool. So we have all the food, all our ingredients, and now it's time to start cooking. And in this spread, I'm, sort of just preparing some of the kitchen for cooking, getting out pots and pans, getting some of the ingredients, our little knife block. This picture here is one of my favorites. So I put the camera, I have my iPhone and I set the 10-second timer. I actually propped it up inside the cupboard that we keep all of our pots and pans. And then it took a series of photos as I was taking the pots and pans out. We have a kind of a small apartment, so space is limited. And so it's, it can be a process getting stuff out of the pantry, the pots and pans. So I think this picture's cool because it captures me sort of hunched over in reaching into the cabinet. And I really like the colors because it's sort of the pans are dark, the cabinet's dark, but in the background it's white. I think it's kind of a cool perspective. And this one here with the flames is cool too. I sort of got close up to the different colors of the flames as I'm preheating the pan. So throughout the project, I sort of snapped different photos of us cooking. In this example here, we're cooking homemade chili, which is one of my favorite meals, and it's primarily just vegetables. It's one of my favorite meals to cook because I get to chop up the ingredients here. I love measuring out the homemade spices, and I always like to make it look nice and fancy. It's part of my OCD, but also I think it just makes for great photos. And this photo is cool. So this is I'm pouring the different beans into the chili, and as I'm pouring it, I kind of used a bit of just a normal shutter speed, so the beans that are falling actually become out of focus, which I think is cool because it draws your attention to the fact that they're falling into the chili. I think it's a pretty cool photo. And because of that, I wanted it to be a larger spread on the page. In this example, I'm showing some of the different foods that we've been cooking. Some of them are I guess you could say favorite meals, just some chicken here on this side, peppers and onions for homemade fajitas. And then we also have some new recipes. We have it's a asparagus with orange zest and walnuts, and toasted walnuts, which was really good. And this one here, which is a garlicky greens with pasta, which actually wasn't that good. It was one of our recipes that kind of missed. It sounded really good, but it wasn't really that fancy. So that's sort of something interesting that, in this process of cooking, we're taking photos of our dinners. Some of it's stuff we've done before. We know it's good. Others is stuff it looks really good, but it doesn't taste good. So it's just kind of cool to recognize that although the picture makes it look really good, it really wasn't. So in this spread here, I'm sort of just talking about some other meals that we cook. We always like to do breakfast for dinner every once in a while, and I love breakfast no matter what time it is. And so in this instance, we're just sort of in this spread, I'm just showing some of the really cool colors that come out of cooking breakfast and everything. In this picture here, I'm just frying doing a regular fried egg, and I thought it was really cool the way I did the picture to frame the eggs that are cooking and frying in the pan. And then on this page here, I'm getting ready to cook an omelet. So I've chopped up some peppers and onions. I have some breakfast sausage here in the background, some fresh orange juice we just got. And I really liked all the colors that it displayed, and I wanted to capture it in this picture by zooming in. And I thought that they go well together. They're both breakfast foods, so I put them on the same spread. So this is one of my favorite spreads because it shows sort of combination of healthy healthy meals that we always cook. Usually we always do chicken. And so in this image here, it's one of our basic chicken recipes. It's just baked chicken with some rosemary and salt and pepper sprinkled on it. We also have a new recipe that we tried. This asparagus with the crusty, this little crust as a Parmesan crust that we had on it with some lemon. So that's our sort of staple healthy meal. Then down here in this corner, we have what we would consider sort of a cheat meal. So it's a pizza and a salad. So it's something easy, just a frozen pizza that we got that we throw in um, on it. But it's I selected this spread because I wanted it to be sort of the standard on one side of the page, sort of a cheat on the other side of the page, just to show the balance that we sort of use in our meal planning, which is that although we try to eat healthy often, we do eat foods that not necessarily the best for you, but it helps us get be successful in eating healthy foods. Um, Up here is just a little filler image I threw in. It's one of um, some of the ingredients that we're cooking for a sort of a salad that we put together. And then on this page, sort of to balance off the healthy choices that we usually pick on this side, we also have some, I guess you can say, sweet cheat meal on this side. So this is a homemade cake I made for Easter, and it's a strawberry lemonade cake with homemade strawberry buttercream frosting. It was delicious, but I threw it in there because I want to make stress that, although we eat healthy, we do have dessert. We do eat foods that are not good for you necessarily, but it's good to live a little and to eat those kinds of foods. So if you are somebody who loves pizza, I want to stress not to never eat pizza again. It's about balance. It's about moderation, and so this spread kind of balances that idea, um, both in the idea of it and also on the pages with the pictures. Okay, so this is my second story. This is our date night spread. So meals are important to us, and we always like to sit and we talk about our day and everything. But some meals are more important than others, and in once a month, Savannah and I do what's called a date night, and it's a special dinner that her and I have together here. I'll select a really good menu, or a really good meal for the night. It's usually like a three-course meal, and I'm the chef for the night, so I cook it all. And to make it extra special, I like to decorate the table. So I have a tablecloth. We use fine linens, fresh cut flowers as a centerpiece, candlelight, all of that. And last Valentine's Day, I got her two sets of this really pretty china. It was one of her. We were looking at it. She really liked it, and it's what I call our date night china. So we only use it for date night. We have candlelight dinner with it. We have our meals on it. We usually put some nice music in the background, dim the lights so it's candlelight, and we just have a time to focus on ourselves. We turn off the TV, we turn off cell phones, and we just relax with one another. It's a time that we can just hang out with each other and appreciate each other. And so in these images, I have the intro. I'm setting up the table with um, the centerpiece. There was a little filler image of the plates that we use. In this here we have some fillers. I'm using the dinner that we had tonight. It's a jalapeno orange shrimp over brown rice, which was absolutely delicious. And here we have what I would call the emotion picture. It's a spread to show like how beautiful everything looks. We have our fine china set in the formal style according to Pinterest. We have the candlelight, the centerpiece, And I really enjoy setting the table like this, having it all on display like that. And so we had a salad to begin with. We had our shrimp to as our main course, and then for dinner we had these delicious cinnamon baked pears with vanilla ice cream and sea salt caramel sauce sprinkled on top, and it was delicious. And that's sort of my closing image for this little story. And I think what's great about this story and sort of the bigger picture is it also sort of talks about the way our philosophy on food, which is, it's good food. The orange shrimp were delicious. It's healthy. Most of this it's vegetable and shrimp's not that bad for you. So it's healthy, but we also balance it off with a little sweet dessert because we want to live a little. And the trick is only in moderation with this kind of stuff. But healthy, delicious, and it's sort of great. In this image, I chose to do this sort of bigger spread for this so you can get a bigger close-up of the table and the details and all of that. And the kind of dark because I wanted to get the candlelight, but I like it. And the final spread, I thought a great way to end sort of the book was the way we end dinners, which is cleanup. So usually we alternate. So if I were to do the cooking, Savannah would do the cleanup, and vice versa. And cleanup's relatively easy. Neither of us have had a dishwasher when we were growing up. So we now have a dishwasher, so that does most of the dishes. But we do, we clean some of the stuff in the sink with a sponge and everything. And so in this image here, I have, some of the dirty plates sitting here. Savannah's loading the dishwasher. In this image here, she found out that despite her cooking dinner tonight, she also had to clean up while I snapped pictures of her cleaning up. So she wasn't that happy, as you can tell. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. But it's a great way to sort of end, I think, the overall book, which is the way we clean up. And that's the end of the book. So hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you want to read the different captions, you can go back and pause at each of the different photos. Thank you.